in Hollywood, it was after I did Coach Carter, and I saw Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill tongue kissing, and this is like out in public. So a lot of the things that y'all think they do,
they're doing things behind closed doors, like Eddie Murphy, who knows me very well. You know, how well? Very well. You know, and what hurts me about him is, if anyone was after this meeting, and it will be filmed, they asked me, "What do you know about Eddie Murphy?" I'm not interested in destroying his life. I'm more interested in destroying his wife's life. I couldn't do that to her.
So look, girl, Nicole Murphy still out here salty over Eddie, and people reposting how she'd been holding on to some heavy receipts about his wild, nasty days in the 90s. And she's saying her baby daddy was not just a playboy, but was out almost every single night, running around Hollywood, going to crazy parties and messing with other male stars and trans escorts, and even picking people up right off the Hollywood streets. And she says she tried to deal with it for years till she finally couldn't take it anymore and walked away, even though folks dragged her, saying she only wanted his money after she got that $15 million divorce settlement that she later lost in a scam. And then she got dragged again when she was caught kissing Antoine, who was a whole married man. And Eddie even said she embarrassed the family, but Nicole kept dropping little hints about why the marriage really ended and why she kept his last name. And now she acting like she got even more old receipts, maybe even about Eddie and Puff, and she not scared to talk now, baby.
I always said I would drop Murphy if I get remarried. And I always get asked that question, how come you still have Murphy? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, listen, I was married to that man for years, okay? I earned my name. I deserve my name. I have 5 children with that name. I didn't see any harm in keeping my last name.
So baby, the tea is that people saying Eddie was still doing shady stuff on the low, even when he was with Nicole, and she kept a lot of his little secrets because Eddie always been a party boy. He even told everybody in that song he liked to party all the time, and he never stayed with one woman too long before he got bored and dipped, just like what went down with Whitney Houston, because in her book, Robin Crawford said, Eddie chased Whitney hard, then switched up and got cold, and even made fun of her hair and wigs till the whole thing fell apart. And then after Nicole, he did Mel B the same way, acting like he wanted to marry her, going to her dad and everything, and then leaving her hanging and saying their baby wasn't his, even though the baby was born on his birthday. And Nicole says that same messy pattern was happening when she was with him. And folks been saying for years that Eddie only stayed with women to hide who he was really into, because rumors been flying forever about the way he got down at parties. And then that big 1997 scandal came back around, where he got pulled over late at night in West Hollywood with that 20-year-old transgender escort in his car, and he tried saying he was just being a good man, giving someone a ride. But the cops found out Nicole and the kids were out of town when he picked her up at 4 a.m., and he said he was just out looking for something to read and didn't know she was trans, which everybody's still side-eyed to this day.
Gay, and I'm not, and that's what's weird about this, to have your sexuality question and your moral fiber question and all that, when all I was doing was trying to be nice to somebody.
Eddie Murphy tells E.T. that his wife and children were out of town, says he wanted something to read and went to a late-night newsstand. He stopped here and picked up the suspected transsexual at 4:45 in the morning. He says he thought he was aiding a distraught woman.
Looks like a pretty Hawaiian girl in the corner crying. No, looks like she was crying. She goes, oh, Eddie Murphy. She noticed him at the light. She recognized Eddie Murphy. Oh my God. So I go, what are you doing? Why are you out here working the streets so late? She goes, oh, I'm on my way home. Can you give me a ride home?
Police tailed them for 2 miles before pulling.
So, girl, the wild part is that Eddie was like 4 years deep into his marriage with Nicole when all this happened, and people were looking at him like, boy, what are the chances you just randomly pick up an escort out of kindness at 4 in the morning? But he slid through that whole mess without his image getting destroyed, only for everything to come right back up when Octavia St. Laurent called him out, and baby, she did not whisper it at all. She said his name loud, clear, and bold because Octavia never held her tongue, and she was always proud of who she was. So when she talked about Eddie, she wanted everybody to hear it.
Being run by perverted undercover fags that run around talking about how straight they are. You got big time celebrities that go around in their cars picking up transvestites, having sex with them, and then getting on national TV making fun of them. Everything you do in life is like a boomerang. When you throw it, it eventually comes back.
So girl, Octavia and Eddie were said to be messing around for a little while, and she was not happy at all about the way he treated the transgender women he was seeing, because she said he acted like he was ashamed and wanted to keep all those relationships hidden, like he was scared somebody would find out.
Women that they're married to wouldn't believe a word you said about them. And these are the reason why we have to start speaking out. Because these men who are famous or straight or perceived to be these macho guys are coming out behind their wives, their children, having oral sex, being the women behind their women.
So girl, the crazy part is Eddie was not even talking back to Octavia, but she still had everybody buzzing, and you know when people start whispering, it usually means something is going on. Because after she spoke up, folks started saying Eddie was a whole chaser, and that plenty of trans women in the industry had been with him, even though he acted innocent in public, and then there were all those stories about him liking to wear sexy little lingerie in private while going on TV pretending like trans and gay folks were gross, which had everybody side-eyeing him real hard. And it was not just the escorts either, because some of his so-called male friends around Hollywood were also people he was getting close to in a different way. And one of them was said to be Johnny Gill, and girl, those rumors go way back, because in 2005, when Johnny broke up with his girlfriend, she said she left because the whole relationship between Johnny and Eddie just felt a little too weird for her. She also added, Johnny and Eddie have always been very close friends, but I could not compete with their relationship. It was strange. I can't even explain it. So girl people started saying that Johnny was even living in a guest house on Eddie Murphy's property back then. And some folks think Nicole finally dipped because she was tired of dealing with whatever strange thing Eddie and Johnny had going on. And the crazy part is, these rumors might not be lies at all, because after Diddy got locked up, all kinds of Hollywood secrets started spilling out, and this escort named Flash, who used to be at Diddy's wild parties, came out talking. And he straight up said that Eddie and Johnny were actually a real couple, and that he even saw them getting real close at one of those parties.
The stairs, because I was just checking out, it was in the Hollywood Hills. So I was walking down the stairs and they were kissing at the bottom of the banister, like, and I'm like, damn, the nutty professor really is nutty. like he really is, like, and they were going at it, like, for real, like swallowing tongue.
Baby, honestly, it ain't hard to believe any of this, because we all know Hollywood got tons of DL men hiding it, and Eddie has been fighting those rumors forever, trying to act like they aren't true. But people keep noticing that his name keeps coming up again and again, so it's not really a coincidence. One user posted, "Nothing surprises me about these celebrities anymore. Nothing surprises me about these black gay men either. Therefore, anything's possible. More power to them both." Another said, "It could very possibly be true. Johnny Gill is actually living in a guest house on Eddie Murphy's property in California. People had warned her years ago about the download rumors, and then another one really went there. None of this sounds far-fetched. People just need to be who they are. Who gives a darn? Baby, but y'all, what do you think about all this? And did you ever hear any rumors about Eddie Murphy back in the day? Drop your tea in the comments, and don't leave without hitting like and subscribing, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, baddies.